Hi, I'm Aaron from the Safe Mission team, here to give you information about how to test fire alarms and why we do that. We test the fire alarm on a weekly basis to make sure that it works in between servicing visits. Testing it on a weekly basis is what everyone in the UK does. I'm going to give you a bit of information about how to use a fire alarm panel and what the fire alarm panel for your building tells you. And so we're here with the fire alarm panel for this building. And essentially, depending on the manufacturer, there's going to be different styles or different types, but they fall into two key categories. Those that you need a code to turn on and use and operate, and those that you need a key to turn on and operate. And if we look at this one, in this building, it's the type that needs a key. Now, one key bit of information you can get from the fire alarm panel is if there's a fire situation or an emergency situation, or the fire alarm's been activated, you can go to the panel and look at it, and it will tell you what zone that situation is occurring in. So it's really, really important to make sure that you have a plan of your fire alarm zones next to your fire alarm panel, so you can interpret that if there's that sort of situation. To activate the relevant fire alarm panels, simply, for one that uses a key, turn the key on. It's that simple. And then an LED will normally illuminate to tell you that that's worked. For those that you need a code, the code would be provided by the manufacturer, maybe in the instruction manual, or it might be written on the fire alarm panel itself, or your servicing engineer might be able to tell you. And for them, essentially, you are just entering in the code and then pressing the enter, and again an LED button will come on illuminated to say that that has worked. This here is a manual call point. In an emergency situation, somebody would press this button on their way out of the building, and it would send a signal from this call point over to the control panel that would set the fire alarm off. Manual call points need to be tested on a weekly basis, a different one every week. There are many different types of call points, and the two main types is the first one here. When you want to set it off, you put the key inside this hole here and turn it until it gets set off. Or the other common type, you put the key into the bottom, slide the bottom out, and the alarm will go off. But importantly for both of them, you need to make sure they've gone back to their original condition before you go turn the alarm off. Otherwise, the alarm will keep going off because it thinks there's a fire here. Now we're going to set the fire alarm off by activating this manual call point. To do this, I'm going to put this key into the keyhole here, and I'm going to turn it round until it activates a little switch on the inside. On some versions, you turn it and turn it and turn it, but this one I'm going to turn it and hold it. Importantly, once the alarm starts going off, I need to make sure when I take the key out that this light here is no longer flashing. Otherwise, this will mean that when I go to turn the alarm off, it will keep going off. To turn the fire alarm off, first turn on the control panel, then silence and reset the alarm system. If your fire alarm control panel needs a code, obviously put that code in first, but then the process is the same thereafter. Once you've carried out your testing, make sure you record which call point you've tested in Appendix D of the fire folder. If you're struggling to find all of your fire alarm call points, then they're normally located on fire exit routes from your building, or you could ask your fire alarm servicing engineer where they are. If during the testing you identify any problems with a call point and it's not working, then you should contact either your servicing engineer, DHQ, or Property and Facility Services to make sure that it gets fixed. Thanks for watching. For more information, please visit the Safe Mission pages on the Infonet or contact us directly.